she done went to his cabin finally. Curtis tells Jordan that he wants her back. Jill and Emma recruited Danny, Rocco, and Charlotte to help with disposing dogs. I said, now that don't make no sense now. They did tell them that they wouldn't be participating in any criminal activities. However, y'all know the man dangerous, so y'all don't know what he's capable of. Why would y'all recruit him, especially seeing how Dante reacted the last time? I mean, the last time he was just helping out. I don't understand why he reacted the way he did towards Gio or whatever. Now you and Emma decided to go recruit all of them. Got Rocco, got Danny, and got Charlotte. I said, I said, you just got through saying how, you know, they a bad influence and how they gonna be in jail and all this other stuff. But yeah, aside from that, let's see where we stopped at. Nathan ends up telling Lulu that he'll look out for Rocco. Ronnie refused to sell Drew the house, but I feel like she'll change her mind. Sonny and Sidwell still at it. Christina doesn't think that Marco is like Sidwell. And Martin tells Drew not to give up on getting the house. So, okay, they showed a preview this morning. They showed a promo this morning. Did y'all see it? If not, it's on the General Hospital page on YouTube. I think you type in, let's see. Do it be called, I think General Hospital promo or something like that. Or just type in General Hospital and it's usually one of the top things. And it'd be under 1 minute. I should try to tag it, but I don't know if they'll let me or not. But yeah, Ronnie is gonna be saying how Tracy wasn't the one who poisoned her. You did, but they never showed it. I'm assuming it's gonna be Martin. Now I might be wrong, but we'll see. I feel like they know each other. I don't know exactly. Like, I don't know. I still feel like this will is fake or whatever. I've seen some people saying they don't think it's fake, but I think it's fake. I think it's definitely fake. I think that they work at Tracy or whatever. Then the way Martin was talking to Drew, it's kind of like he knew something that Drew didn't know. Some people saying that Drew and Martin in on it together, but wouldn't he have wouldn't he have mentioned that when he was talking about getting the house? But yeah, we're gonna talk about it. Like I said, Ronnie refused to sell Drew the house, but I feel like did I finish? Yeah, I think the last thing was that Martin tells Drew not to give up on getting the house. But okay, hey y'all, welcome back to another review Life Chesses for General Hospital, October 27, 2025. First things first, let me know your thoughts on this episode down below. What did y'all think? Did y'all like the episode? Now, once again, what was that on? It was on Beyond the Gates, I think Friday's episode. When Ashley, if y'all watch it, I don't know if everybody watched it or not. On Friday's episode, Derek was trying to make himself feel and stand up and all this other stuff. And instead of looking up, Ashley decided to call out his name. On today's episode, Trina decided to knock on the doggone door. She decided to knock on the doggone door instead of walking in. Instead of walking in on her mama and Isaiah kissing. Because she should have been got exposed. Because they over here trying to flip it on Jordan them now. But we're going to talk about, what we're going to talk about first? I think that is what we're going to talk about. Isaiah, Portia, and Trina. So Isaiah ends up telling her that, you know, he ready for her to come up there for the weekend, the cabin ready and everything, the bags packed and everything. She was like, you know, she was hesitant to go at first, but she ends up going by the end of the episode. But yeah, they was talking about that. They kept kissing and stuff, talking about spending a long time. He's talking about getting her back in his bed and everything. I said, Curtis, see, that's your problem. I ain't gonna say that's how we got here, because Portia the one cheating. But at the same time, why is you everywhere? Now it doesn't matter, because you don't want the marriage no more. She don't want the marriage no more. They should have did it when he was still fighting for the marriage and had her being exposed or whatever. Now it don't really make a difference. Well, I'm assuming because Big Mouth over here, because Jordan, they showed that on the preview. Jordan's supposed to tell Curtis that Portia is pregnant. That's a snitch. And I'm wondering if it's going to be one of them storylines where he decides he wants to stay married. He thinks the child is his, and she goes along with it. She been so adamant about this doggone divorce, and she done, and she know he wants Jordan and everything. So let's see if she actually be honest and said that she don't know if it's his or not. They said this week that Isaiah and Curtis supposed to have another run-in. I want to know if he gonna end up revealing to Isaiah that Portia is pregnant, and he gonna put 2 and 2 together, cause she don't know if it's Curtis or Isaiah. I feel like it's gonna be Isaiah's, y'all. But yeah, that's another thing that they showed. I already said how they showed Ronnie saying that Tracy wasn't the one that poisoned her. You did, but they never showed it. They showed Jordan, Curtis. Who else did they show? Sewell is replacing Dalton with Britt. He replacing Dalton with Britt. And I feel like it's something else, but I can't remember what it was, y'all. But yeah, they was just talking about going up there to the cabinet and everything. They kept kissing and stuff. And like I said, Trina gonna knock on the door, and then she came in. She came in. They got time to separate and stuff like that. You done missed it now. You done missed it now. Now it don't even matter because they just sit up here. They just sit up here and everybody done decided on the doggone divorce. So now it don't even. It's not even a big deal. It's not the big deal that it could have been. Then they had Curtis on today's episode. He done took his tail over. I said, that's the part of the problem now. You can't stare at Jordan's face. He don't stop by to see Jordan. I think he brought her some type of documents or whatever. She was like, you didn't have to stop by to bring me these. You know you want to see that man. You had to stop by, girl, please. So yeah, then she was like, she ordered some food. It's more than enough for you to stay. And then he realized it's his favorite food, and she was like, she didn't set that up or anything like that. So then he was like, yes, the divorce is going to be final. They both decided that they want the divorce, and how he gave up on their marriage too fast, and how he missed her and he want her back. And she was like, I want that too, but I can't. And he's supposed to be asking her on tomorrow's episode. He's supposed to be asking her on tomorrow's episode, why not? And I'm assuming that's when she gonna tell that Portia is currently pregnant with his baby, but she don't even know. I feel like it's not gonna be Isaiah baby, but at the same time, we'll see. Um, well, that knocks them out. Let me scratch that out. Oh, what Trina said. I think she stopped by to ask if her mama wanted to go get some food or something like that. And she was just talking about her and Curtis, and she hoped that they able to get along and attend family events and all this other stuff. I said, I don't think they don't hate each other, but, Portia's the one that's really upset, which is crazy considering she keep lying. If you hadn't lied, well, I ain't gonna say that because they don't stay out of each other's face, Jordan and Curtis. But at the same time, you the one run around like you the one that's been running around lying. You the one that cheated, and now you finna be the one to get exposed. I mean, like I said, it doesn't really matter. I mean, the only thing they really can say is you spent all that time accusing them of cheating and stuff like that, and they ain't even cheated yet. They ain't even cheated yet, and you was cheating the whole time. But yeah, I feel like they could have done this differently. But that's all that happened with them. Emma and Gio, she was asking him how it went with Lois. He was like, it went better than he thought it was. He heard some things he needed to hear, but he still don't know, how he feels about anything. And I said, so it didn't do no good. Everybody been telling you the same thing Lois said. Lois said it was her fault. It been Lois' fault. He still don't know what to do. He said one thing for certain though. What they said, we are experiencing an issue. Hold on. What was I about to say? I got distracted. That notification came through. He was saying how he's still uncertain about his feelings, but one thing he know for certain is nobody will ever replace Camilla as his parent or whatever. And they was talking about that. Then they got to talking about Dalton again. I said, oh, y'all done took so long to expose the man and break into his lab. Now they got Britt there. But yeah, they wanted to break into the lab, but they was trying to figure out how they gonna go about it and stuff. So they look over and they see Charlotte, Rocco, and Danny. And they decided to go over and say, do they want to help bring him down? And they all say yes. And so they want to pick locks and stuff. And they was like, y'all not doing anything criminal or anything like that. We just need y'all to distract the guards. And I like that they told them they wouldn't be participating in criminal activity. But at the same time, y'all suspect this man of being dangerous and participating in all this other stuff that he ain't got no business doing. Why would y'all go recruit them, especially considering how Dante reacted the last time when you didn't have nothing with it? Now y'all done recruited the three of them now. At first it was just, he was mad at Rocco and everything. Danny was involved and stuff. Now Charlotte involved. And I was like, But I'm assuming they're going to have a different reaction now. But I feel like something about Drew, what Drew said about Danny being this and that is going to either Lulu going to feel the same way, Dante, somebody going to feel the same way as well. We'll see. Lulu and Nathan, what was they talking about? Let me see. Lulu was upset because she found out that Rocco had dinner and he didn't tell them. Nathan finds out that they didn't know anything either because he said that Lulu was coming to pick him up and he lied about that. So Nathan was just trying to encourage her, and he was like, I understand how you feel about Red and everything, but it was just dinner. Everything went good or whatever. I know that's my family, but I'm telling you. So he ended up telling her that he would keep a watchful eye. He would watch to make sure, Rocco's okay until he feels like he's ready to come clean and tell about their dinner. Meanwhile, he over here telling Charlotte and Danny how he not telling his mama anything because the last time, her feelings was hurt, and he don't want to hurt her feelings, and he don't want to stay away from Rick. Charlotte was still saying how Valentine said that Britt is dangerous or whatever. He was like, despite all that, he still wants something to do with her. Despite all that, he still wants something to do with her. And they was like, maybe Valentine said that for his own gain. She was like, no, he wouldn't do that. He knows you my brother and everything, so he wouldn't do that. I said he would, actually. But at the same time, Britt just made things worse for herself. Jason will sit up here. He keep on helping her, whatever. She still lying. We still don't know what she lying about. Now she finna get even further deeper involved with Sidwell. He was talking about today's episode who I was kind of confused because I'm confused. I was kind of confused because I'm confused. He was like basically implying that he was the one in charge, but I was like, his name start with an S, don't it? Didn't that letter say C or something? I was like, wait. He kind of made it seem like he was in charge, but somebody answered to him and stuff like that. And they still haven't revealed it. Like I said, the only thing we know for sure, Britt a liar. Nathan is, well, he ain't Nathan. Nathan, son ain't right. I will forever say that as long as he on here until they show us what's going on. The son ain't right about that, boy. The son ain't right about him. Now he know everything from the past, aside from the past 7 years. But he know everything from the past and everything. He know that. He know about Lulu and this and that. Except it was one thing. What did they say? He said that he hadn't met Charlotte, but when she first came on the show, that lady, what was her name? Claudette? Whatever the lady name was that was pretending to be Charlotte Mama, said that Nathan was the father or whatever. I kind of remember that, but I kind of don't. But yeah, that's all they was talking about. He suggests giving Rocco space to be honest, and she felt some type of way about that. But he said he would look out for him and stuff. Drew, Danny, Rocco, Laura, and Ronnie. She was just telling Drew how he has to deal with her now, and they were just trying to tell him that he being insane, that he taking out how he feel about Jason on the kids and everything. And he was just trying to get Ronnie to see that Danny is turning out just like Jason. I mean, he ain't technically he do be acting like Jason. I hate to agree with Drew because he Drew, but at the same time he's not completely wrong. I hate to admit it, but I know a lot of people been like he's a teenager and stuff like that. That's how I start. Now his excuse about protecting Scout from Danny, that's a load of baloney. He make it clear every time that he doing this because of Jason. He make it clear every time. But yeah, they end up asking the boys to leave. That's when they left and went to Bobby's and everything. So they started telling him about himself. Ronnie was like, the only person that's making things complicated and being vindictive and stuff like that is you. So she tell him he don't deserve a house like that. So I was like, so you was considering giving it to him? She just gave you the house and you already trying to give it away. And I said, I still don't know. I still don't trust her. I'm on Tracy's side. I don't know what it is. I said, she over here getting everybody on her side. I said, she's suspicious. She very suspicious. Nah, I don't know. But yeah, so she ends up telling him that a person like him don't deserve that house. That's when he was like, he not giving up. He hoping that, she changed her mind. He ends up leaving. Laura and her end up talking about Monica, and she shared a story with her. She was like, finally somebody, tell her who Monica really was and stuff like that, instead of just sugarcoating it. And they was just laughing and everything. But Martin's supposed to visit her on tomorrow's episode. He's supposed to have the paperwork drawn up. I said, he probably going to trick her. He probably going to trick her into signing it. I don't know if they got bad, I don't know. I feel like they got a history or something. But she's supposed to be telling somebody that Tracy wasn't the one who did it. He's the one who... I said he's the one who did it. They're the one who did it, whatever. I'm assuming it's Martin. I don't know if it's actually going to be Martin or what. But we'll see. Marco and Sonny. Sonny ends up telling Marco that he got a good thing going by working with Alexis and working for Alexis and Diane or whatever, not to mess it up. So, he don't believe you found out what your daddy capable of, and you still over here talking about when is Sonny gonna pay for my mother's death. At this point, Sidwell responsible. They're gonna do a flashback and show us what Sidwell did at this point. Now, from what we've seen, she the one who did it to herself, but y'all know how they be adding on. Next thing you know, it'll be Sidwell who done did it. But yeah, he was like, in time or whatever. So he went his fake tail over there pretending in front of Sonny and stuff like that. They went outside. They were just talking about, the same thing, about who fault it was, about the fire and stuff like that. He said soon, he told Marco, Sidwell told Marco, let me find it. What did he tell him? Basically, he's planning on making Sonny disappear for good. So I don't know what he's planning. And Sonny's smart. Smarty. Sonny's smart. He knows that he's up to something. Meanwhile, Christina over here, she's just so gullible. First, they was talking about, whether or not Michael did it. Sonny seems to think that Michael actually did it. Christina doesn't think that he did it. She ended up telling Sonny that her mama represented Willow and she from the point to blame at Michael. She don't sit up here and been the one to warn them to do whatever they got to do to protect Michael, and you over here trying to pin it on him. We don't know if he did it. We assuming that he did not do it. Because once again, they have yet to reveal who actually did it. But yeah, let's see. I ain't even been referring to the notes. Let me find it. Marco still wants Sonny to pay for the tights. Dale Silva says Sonny gonna be gone for good. Christina tells Sonny that Alexis, we already talked about that. Drew says Danny's a bad seed. Curtis tells Jordan that she's not the reason for the divorce. Gio said he's still unsure, but no one would take Camila's place. Ronnie told Drew that what he's doing is cruel and he don't deserve the house. Laura says she won't let Drew use Rocco against Danny. Let's see. Oh, Ronnie told Drew that she don't like him. I said, join the club, sweetheart. Everybody in town don't like him at this point. Martin over here being his fool again. I said, you seen what he was capable of, and you still being buddy. I know you made a deal with him. But at the same time, Martin, you just as bad at this point. You starting to be just as bad unless you working him. Unless you working him, you just as bad. But yeah, let's see. I already said Emma asked them to help or whatever, and I said they're gonna be in trouble just like Drew said. Drew ends up telling Martin how he wants to take the house from the Quartermains, and he gonna take pleasure in seeing the fact that they don't live there. They gotta drive by and know that he lived there. He told me, so he want the house for Willow and Scout. I said, this dude has got issues. I said, has he always been, like this? I don't recall him being like this. People been saying that he been like this. He been jealous of Michael and stuff like that. But I thought they was getting along good. Except that one time, I think they had a disagreement about ELQ. But other than that, I thought they was getting along good. But then again, y'all know I don't. Sometimes I pay attention. Sometimes I don't. But yeah, Sonny tried to warn Christina. Excuse me. Sonny tried to warn Christina about Marco. She like, he's nothing like his father. And he was like, yes, he is. He more involved than he let know. And I said, right. And it's time Lucas find out about him too. Curtis tells Jordan that there's something still between them. She was like, she wants to try again too, but she can't. Sonny think Marco involved. We already talked about that. And they see what's up to something. Sewell tells Marco that he's ready to replace Dalton with Britt, but there's something. I think he said something they got to do. He said something. I don't know. And the last thing is that Martin finna have paperwork drawn up to get the house or whatever. But I was like, yeah, Martin. I said, either you working him or something else, because ain't no way you know who he is, know what he capable of, and you still by his side. Oh, another thing that happened in the promo. You could hear Martin's voice saying that no one can know that we're working together. But they don't actually show, if I'm not mistaken, they don't actually show who he's talking to. So I'm like, okay, it wouldn't be Drew because we all know that he's working with Drew. So I was like, will it be Ronnie? Are they setting this up? Like, I don't know. But yeah, that's it, y'all. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, do so. Tap girls today and be safe.